With there only being a few hours left here in the Black Ops 6 beta until the servers finally close here, I kind of want to sit down and just talk about Black Ops 6. Now, I played a crazy amount of Week 1. I played a lot of Week 2 and everything. And I will bring up my stats here. And if you don't know, I had a lot of problems and everyone had the same problem. A lot of people were just getting banned during this, which I kind of will talk a little bit more later on in the video here. Now, in my video, instead of just having pros and cons, I have perfect, I have good, bad, and I also have one terrible thing here that I kind of want to talk about here, and kind of just getting straight into everything here. The first thing that I have in my perfect list is going to be the gunplay and weapon variety in the game. Now, when I was playing Black Ops 6, the gunplay felt really good. I feel like no one had any problems, talking about how the guns felt, how the gunfights were, and anything like that. I think like the gunplay was great, and also the amount of different weapons that I was getting killed by. Week 1, it was a Jackal. They did nerf that going into Week 2, but once that Jackal got nerfed, people were using the M4, the AK-47, the C9, the Tanto, LMGs. I was getting killed by shotguns, pistols. I mean, everything in the game, I was getting killed in Week 2 about the same amount. So it just wasn't the Jackal. So I'm kind of glad the Jackal already got nerfed. So that is already one good thing I kind of like. Just going into the game, I was getting killed by different guns. It wasn't the same overpowered meta that we have used in previous Call of Duties or in any Call of Duty, really. There just being that one good weapon. Week 1 was a Jackal, but they definitely switched that up very quick going into Week 2. Now, going into my next thing here is going to be the movement. Now, the movement in the game felt great. I didn't really have to slide cancel. It kind of just felt like a classic Call of Duty. I'm not really having to slide much, which I am going to talk about the Omni movement later on in the video here, but I think the movement in the game felt great. I wasn't having to spam my slide button all the time. I'm not having to slide cancel. I think the game just having that arcade style of game is just great, just moving fast around the map and everything. And that just kind of goes into my next thing is how the maps played. A couple of them, like Babylon, Derelict, Skyline, a lot of the good maps, even Scud, the flow of the game was great, just nobody was really camping, everyone was running around, it wasn't a camp simulation like we have in previous CODs where everyone's playing very slow. It's not really an arcade style game. This game really feels like you're just moving fast all the time. You're always in a gunfight, and I mean, I'm sure everyone can agree with that. You're always moving, you're always in a gunfight, and just the flow of the maps, besides Rewind, I felt like it was great. The strike maps were really good. You were always in gunfights. Even in the medium-sized maps, you were always in gunfights. With how the flow of the game is, it feels great, which I have that in my perfect spot, which, in an arcade-style game, you just want to be entertained 24/7, which I feel like Black Ops 6 is definitely going to do. Now, the next thing is the callable nuke. Now, this is the first time in the Black Ops series that Treyarch has actually released a nuke going straight into a game. There was a nuke in the Cold War. It was a certain game mode that you had to be in. It was like a zombie game mode. You go on a nuke streak and you get a callable nuke. Now, I will say, with there being a nuke straight into this game, that's cool. I think that's rewarding, and a nuke in Call of Duty is just super awesome, I think. And also, the animation of the nuke this year is by far the best one we've ever had in Call of Duty history. I think the nuke animation this year is super, super awesome, and I feel like just everyone can agree with that. And going into kind of like the nukes and everything like that, the medals. I feel like every Call of Duty should have medals. I just like the medals. I feel like every time going on a Bloodthirsty, seeing the cool medals, and also this year they added a bunch of different medals into the game. Like if you turn on someone, you get a cool medal, and apparently there's like a bunch of different types of medals. Really no one has like found out or anything like that. So definitely seeing the medals in the game is very cool. They're definitely a switch up. Now I know right now the nuclear and the unstoppable medals are kind of just a placeholder. I really hope they are. I'm for certain once the game actually drops, we will be getting a new nuke and unstoppable calling card. Well, not calling card, medal. So that is something to look forward to. But medals in a game is honestly perfect. I like them. They really feel rewarding when you see them pop up on your screen. So I do think that is pretty cool here. Now, for my grind factors here, now the grind factor in Black Ops 6 is going to be absolutely insane here. Now, in week 1, we knew that, the weapon leveling system, it was on the slower side. Now, it took me ages, I'm telling you, ages to level up a gun. And especially, the problem I had, which I got banned a few times, and pro players, other casual players, and even other content creators actually got banned. So there was multiple times there where a lot of people were leveling up the same weapon, not once, not twice, but sometimes people were doing it 3 or 4 times, which I feel like this year weapon leveling is going to be on the slower side, which I think the grind factor is going to be awesome. But once we get into the actual game, we have the actual prestiges coming back, so you're going to be able to prestige again, so that's good. We're also getting level 1000, so once you hit prestige master, you go on to level 1000. Now, we really don't know if it's going to be a per seasonal thing. Are you going to go from level 1000 to 2000, or are you going to go back to just prestige master and go up back to level 1000? I kind of really hope, like, if you are a prestige master and going, say per se, you're going to season 1, you're level 1000, and then going to season 2, you're 2000, and depending on how many seasons are in this game, you can get either like 5, 6, 7 level thousands, like 7,000 level. I mean, that's kind of crazy, but I kind of like that. Seeing a level 7,000 in a game would actually be kind of scary looking, I'm not gonna lie. And especially, what, depending on what rewards we get, or what kind of icons we'll get for, depending if we get level 3,000 to 7,000, how they gonna look. So it really depends. And I mean, just the grind factor in this game is gonna be really awesome. I know the 100%er, there's going to be a 100%er in multiplayer again, zombies again, and now we're actually going to get one here in Warzone, so that's going to be pretty cool. And also the camos, again, we're going to get zombie camos, we're going to get multiplayer camos, and now we're actually getting Warzone camos. So we really don't know how that's going to really work, because depending on how the challenges are in Warzone, it definitely might switch up how the playstyle is in Warzone. People might just be playing for camos and just kind of mess up the flow of the game, which I don't really talk about Warzone too crazy, but I kind of just wanted to mention the camos that we're getting for Warzone multiplayer and even in zombies. So there is going to be a crazy grind factor in the game. Now, going out of the perfects, we're going to drop down to our goods here. Now, I like the Omni movement. I put it in the good. I don't have it in the perfect. I feel like just the movement itself in the Omni movement is just good. I think the Omni movement is good. Now, I did see a lot of people in my comments, in people's streams and everything, talking about the how people spam the Omni movement, which I kind of like the Omni movement, which is in my good. I kind of just make it feel like the game just moves a lot faster. It's that arcade style of game. Now, I'm not going to say, every time I get a kill or two, I'm diving and I'm Omni movement everything. I don't want to feel like I'm in a Max Payne game or movie or some sort. I'm not going to Omni movement every time I get a kill. I just think that's too much. But I do think with the Omni movement in the game, there is a skill gap there. Mastering the Omni movement, learning how to, juke people out with the Omni movement is definitely going to help you out. I feel like there will be a skill gap in this game revolving around that Omni movement. So there will be a ton of videos on my channel talking about mastering Omni movement, what are the best settings for the Omni movement and everything like that. I will be making those videos this year, so I am going to try my best to help you guys. If you don't really like the Omni movement or really don't understand it, I am going to try my best this year to kind of help you understand it, because I have had a lot of comments saying, like, it looks like you have mastered and it looks like you're already doing good with the Omni movement, which, again, I will try my best to help you guys be really good with the Omni movement. Now, going into our next good thing here is the maps. Now, the maps in this game were good. Scud was good, just besides the satellite head, the head glitch. The satellite was kind of terrible. I hope they do kind of fix that or something like that. The head glitching on that satellite was absolutely insane. Babylon, very good. People are actually saying that map is actually better than Shipment and Rust and other smaller maps that we have here in like other Call of Duties. Babylon was a fun map. It was very chaotic 90% of the time when playing it. It was always chaotic. And Skyline, it was good. I don't know if that'll be a competitive map this year. It definitely does kind of fit that competitive play style that you can kind of have on that map. So we could see that in the competitive game mode. Now, the only map that I really didn't like, the big map, was Rewind. I feel like that's a ground war map. That's definitely a 10v10, or what kind of game mode we get, like a 12v12 or a 10v10 or whatever it may be. That map is definitely a larger map. That is definitely a ground war map in my opinion. But I played it a few times. It just really depends on the room. It can have a good flow or it plays very slow. So it just really depends on kind of the game you get, the game mode, and the players that are in that map, depending on how good the flow can be on that map. Kind of going into my perfect, which I had the flow of the game. Rewind, I don't really think it has a good flow, depending on who you play. The next thing here is my score streaks. Now, I felt every time I got a score streak was rewarding. Helicopter, the helicopter is really good this year, depending if it gets shot down really quick or not. But getting a helicopter this year is definitely rewarding. I think it is the best helicopter we've had in a good while. I think the last time that we had a good helicopter was probably Modern Warfare 3 Pavlo. I'm thinking that was the last time we've actually had a good helicopter in the game. So I am kind of glad to see a good helicopter back in the game. I mean, getting the Hellstorm's really good. You know, being able to shoot 3 times and then just be able to drop down to get like a 4th or a 5th kill. I mean, you're able to squad wipe people with that Hellstorm, right? It's kind of cool. I like to have that Black Ops 2 Hellstorm back in the game. So I am kind of glad that it is back in the game. And then the Chopper Gunner. The Chopper Gunner is absolutely overpowered on open maps. Rewind, I got it a few times on Rewind. Definitely a lot of kills there. Babylon, a lot of kills there. Derelict, it was a lot of kills there. Skyline, I don't really think it was a good map on that, just because most of the time you can hide underground and it's very an enclosed map though. But I mean, the Chopper Gunner, you get that, very rewarding. It lasts long, and I've even seen people, it was in COD Next, someone was in a Chopper Gunner so long he got kicked for inactivity because his player wasn't moving for so long because he was in the Chopper Gunner. So score streaks in this game are definitely rewarding. Now, I don't know what type of kill streak or score streaks that we're going to get this year. I don't know the advanced UAV thing. Are we getting an advanced UAV or like a harp or a blackbird? Is there going to be other types of kill streaks or score streaks? And going into the different seasons, I'm hoping that we do get score streaks. So it definitely makes the game feel a lot more better here. But honestly, those are my 3 things I have for my good. Omni movement, the maps, and score streaks. Now, going into the bad. Now, there is a few things that I have here, which the first thing is going to be the servers, and I kind of have it in parentheses, packet burst and the latency. Now, I went through a lot of packet burst, which a lot of people in my comments were saying like, hey, I'm lagging a lot. I'm getting a bunch of packet bursts, which I know what that feels like because there was a game that I was constantly packet bursting. I was kind of skipping, and even in my gunfight sometimes I would be shooting, I would stop for a second, and I would lose a gunfight because of the packet burst. So I don't know if that was really necessarily a beta thing, but I have realized, you know, even in Modern Warfare 3, I've played a bunch of Modern Warfare 3, and I have been getting packet bursts. So it might just be a Call of Duty server thing, but the packet burst definitely needs to get fixed. I saw it was more lenient going into week 2 because they did say they did server settings and they adjust a few things in the server settings and everything. They did better stability on the servers, but still there was packet burst. The servers were really bad, so I do definitely hope that is getting fixed going into, you know, the actual launch, which we only really have about 45 days until the new Call of Duty drops. So that is gonna kind of fly by because we're already like 70% done with 2024 already. I actually saw that on Twitter before recording this. So, this year is moving pretty fast. So, but we are gonna get a new Call of Duty very soon. Now, you know, going into this, the spawns were very bad. I was getting spawned behind a lot. I was spawning on top of enemies. I was getting a lot of split spawns. I only really noticed that a little bit on I saw it on Skyline, playing Domination, Hardpoint, Team Deathmatch, and Kill Order, and I also saw it a little bit on Babylon, and I saw it a little bit on what did I say? Babylon, Skyline, and I saw it on a little bit of Derelict. I saw it a little bit. I always constantly get shot in my back because they're spawning literally right behind me. So I don't know if that's something just they want to keep the action constant pace. Like I don't know if it's like that arcade style flow of the game where if I kill someone and I don't know if where they are and they spawn behind me and get that kill, it might feel rewarding to them. They get the kill or, you know, they die and they spawn instantly back and able to start shooting and getting a target already. So I don't know if that's more towards the flow of the game or if the spawns are really bad. So, I hope that is definitely addressed or they definitely fix the spawns going up into the actual release. Now, I have Sprint to Fire Speed. Now, I've mentioned this a lot in my videos, you know, going into my class setup videos and everything. I mentioned that the Sprint to Fire Speed was pretty bad on majority of the weapons. Now, I will say that submachine guns, phenomenal spot this year. I think SMGs are going to be very dominant this year. You're going to see it in, you know, rank play. You're going to see it in the CDL. You're going to see it in pub play, you know, just regular play and everything. SMGs are going to be very, very good this year. You know, SMGs, you can be aggressive with the SMGs, assault rifles. You have to kind of have more of a slower, moderate game style to it. But I feel like the sprint to fire speed on majority of the weapons was pretty slow. So I do kind of hope that gets boosted up here. I mean, if you had an assault rifle out and you're going to get a submachine gun up close, you're most likely going to lose that gunfight because of the sprint to fire speed. So I definitely do hope that it gets adjusted a little bit. Nothing too crazy. You know, of course, an SMG is lighter than an assault rifle. So, of course, you know, an SMG and a pistol should have a faster sprint to fire speed regardless, with it being a smaller weapon. So the sprint to fire speed, in my opinion, does need to be adjusted a little bit on certain weapons. Majority of the assault rifles, marksman rifles, LMGs. So that's my only concern. I think sprint to fire speed is pretty bad in the game, and I've heard a lot of people talk about that. And then we have not looping streaks. Now, I feel like looping streaks is a great thing. I've heard people talk about it once Modern Warfare 3 dropped it going, I think it was season 4 of Modern Warfare 3. Everyone loved it. I feel like, you know, being able to get like an extra UAV or, you know, an extra counter, or if you're running an extra helicopter, get 2 in a life or something like that. I think, you know, a lot of people were playing a lot better once they, you know, were able to loop streaks, you know, not instead of, you know, getting all your streaks, dying, then going back to getting all of your streaks. And again, I just think looping streaks is good. I think it's healthy for the game. Again, it does keep that flow going, in my opinion. You know, again, you know, if someone's not the best player, you know, being able to get, you know, more than 3 streaks in a life, it might feel rewarding to them. And honestly, it could help a lot of people get nukes, you know, getting unlimited UAVs in a life until you get your nuke. I feel like that would definitely be rewarding, which I'm sure everyone in the game could agree with me that. And then going into my terrible thing, I kind of want to talk about the bans that went on in the beta. Now, I played on Battle.net. I really didn't have that problem on Steam. I don't know if it's a Battle.net problem. I don't know if it's a PC problem. I don't know if it's people abusing the report system, but I got banned 3 different times. I got banned twice on my main account, which I got that fixed, so nothing too crazy on that. And I got banned on my second account, which I played on one of my other Battle.net accounts, and I got it banned, and a bunch of other people, other content creators, other pro players, and a lot of people on Twitter were comment undering, you know, game designers and their tweets saying, I'm banned, is there going to be any fix on it? If I bought a $100 game, I bought the max version of the game, I don't want to get banned and not be able to, you know, play the... I was actually scared I wasn't going to get my beta rewards for not even reaching level 30, but I did somehow. You know, I did get my account fixed, but the banning issue is going to be very bad. I really hope that is definitely fixed here, but those are kind of all the things I really wanted to talk about, and I really didn't want this video to be too long, but I kind of enjoy sitting down and just talking to y'all. So if you do enjoy these types of videos, let me know in the comments, and also I am very curious to know what things went on. What did you like about the beta? What did you not like about the beta? Are you buying the game? It is very curious. I am very curious about that, so let me know in the comments. Are you buying the game? What do you like about it? What do you don't like about it? There could be someone from Treyarch or Call of Duty that watches this video, and they'll look in the comments as well. besides watching this video, they will look in the comments and see what's going on. But I do appreciate you guys watching the video. Again, if you do like these types of videos, just let me know in the comments. We could do these maybe like, once a month or something like that. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Black Ops 6 is going to be here very, very soon. I'm excited for the game. I'm excited to make content for you guys. But thank you guys for watching. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.